Today we'll be talking about the CineLog 35HD from GepRC and why it's becoming one of my absolute favorite Cinewhoops I've ever flown. Let's check it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing better than me. As you can see, I'm a little bit sick, but nothing will stop me from making this video. So hit the thumbs up, support the channel, and let's get right into it. Because in my hands, I have the CineLog 35HD from GepRC, and this is not a new drone. It's been out on the market for a couple of months now, but I only had my hands on it for the past couple of weeks. And I've been trying it out in a couple of different scenarios, and in today's video I'll go through all the important features this drone has to offer, and then I'll let you know why you should buy one. So first things first, as you can see, this drone is very small. It's 3.5 inches and it's a ducted Cinewhoop. This one has the pusher design, meaning that the props are under it, and that makes it a little bit more efficient. It also increases the flight time, and overall, it is very small, but has very powerful motors. It has 4S and 6S options. This one is the 6S version, meaning that it can be a little bit more powerful. It can even do some tricks, some acrobatic movements that usually are not something that you see from Cinewhoops nowadays, but this one can definitely handle them very well. So starting from the front, we have the Caddx Nebula Pro, which is the best camera you can get for HD FPV. And I'm really happy to see GepRC implementing this camera instead of a smaller, crappier camera that we've seen, for example, on the ProTech 35 from iFlight. This one is the best one that you can get on any HD drone, so I'm really happy to have the best quality possible on this drone. Just on top of the Nebula Pro, you will see this new dampening system, which makes sure that whichever camera you decide to put on top of the CineLog 35 HD will be free of vibrations, or at least most of them will not get to the camera itself. And the best thing is that it comes with all the mounts necessary, so if you want to use a smaller camera, you can mount it here, or if you prefer to put a full-size GoPro camera, you can just exchange that top plate and put this action mount on top, so you're ready to mount your GoPro Hero 10, for example. Speaking of GoPro Hero 10, I'm not going to focus on the footage from the GoPro itself too much in this video, because nowadays all action cameras have great stabilization. So it really doesn't say too much when I put some GoPro footage from this drone, because the stabilization works wonders, and it doesn't really paint the full picture. So instead of that, I will be focusing mostly on the DVR footage coming from the Nebula Pro camera. So as you can see, the drone is very compact and very small. That's something that I definitely like a little bit more compared to the ProTech 35, which unfortunately I don't have with me right now. But comparing them directly, because they are competition to each other, this one definitely wins when it comes to portability. It's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit more compact, and you can definitely fly and hit smaller gaps. Now, something which I really dislike about the ProTech 35 is the noise it makes. This drone is definitely not as noisy as the competition, and I have to say I do enjoy that a hell of a lot more. So the drone comes with 2004 motors, and this one in particular, like I said, it's a 6S version, meaning that it has 1750 kV motors, which are again very powerful. You can fly very quickly, or you can be a little bit slower, more smoother if you want to, and do some acrobatics if you feel like it. This one comes with the TBS Nano RX receiver, as I use Crossfire, and has the antenna on the back right here, the Immortal T. And here we have the Vista antenna on the back. Speaking of that, all the bind buttons for the Vista, for example, for the receiver, all the ports, again on the Vista and on the stack, are very easy to access, which is great. They've thought about that. You don't have to disassemble the whole drone to access those things. So big thumbs up from me for that. The flight time I'm getting with this drone really depends if I put an action camera on it or not. Sometimes I just fly with it for fun. If I don't put my GoPro on it, I can squeeze maybe 7 or 8 minutes of flight time with this drone with a 1200 milliamp hour battery. But if I put my GoPro on it, then the flight time becomes about 5 or 6 minutes, really depending on how I fly, but that's still great. When it comes to the flight performance, this drone is absolutely smashing it. And especially comparing it directly to the ProTake 35HD, this drone is a massive improvement. Just looking at the DVR, you will see that it not only has a far better camera, but it also twitches and shakes a lot less. I think the tune of this drone is on point because I still haven't touched any settings, flies great straight out of the box, and I'm really happy with the performance. Again, this is the reason why I'm showing you the DVR and not a GoPro stabilized footage, because this is what makes the real difference. Putting an action camera on top of the drone will smoothen these shakes a little bit. However, this is the real picture you're looking at in the goggles. So the current price of this drone with the 6S configuration with the TBX Nano RX receiver and the HD Cadex Nibbler Pro camera is $448, which for me makes it the absolute best choice for a pre-built Cinewhoop, which can be used for a variety of different ways, including some faster flying and a little bit of acrobatic maneuvers if you're into that. This drone is an example that Cinewhoops don't have to be slow, sluggish, and annoyingly noisy. They can do a little bit more than what we're used to seeing before, and I'm really enjoying the CineLog 35HD. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next one very soon. Ciao.